Hi guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's nice to see you again. Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. How is it going? Hope you're always doing fine. Well, in this video, I would like to share some thoughts and also idea about 3 questions given. These questions is related to the topic of sociolinguistics. So make sure you watch this video from the beginning till the end. Who knows that later if you have the same questions, you can use this as the resource to help you answer those questions. When a native English speaker tries to learn an exotic or less commonly studied language, there are several factors might make this challenging. The first one is prevalence of English language. Since we know that English is widely regarded as a global language and speakers of other language may often prefer to practice their English with English-speaking visitors or learners, this can limit the English speakers' opportunities to engage with the target language fully. The second one is the social perceptions and attitudes. In many communities, English is associated with prestige, professional opportunities, and global connectivity. This may lead the locals to default to English as it is seen as more valuable in certain interaction and thereby reducing the chances for an English speaker to practice the local language. The third one is the lack of immersive environment. For effective language acquisition, immersion and regular use of the target language are so crucial. If a learner isn't immersed, either because locals prefers English or because resources like language classes or cultural exchanges are limited, they might struggle to move beyond the basic language skills. There are several ways to address these challenges. The first one is the learner could find the language partners or exchange groups specifically dedicated to speaking the target language, that creating intentional practice spaces. The second one is the people must participate in community events, traditional activities, or even consuming the media in the target language like from the movies, music, and also books that can help the learner gain exposure and also cultural insight. The last one is when it is appropriate, politely asking local speakers to engage in their native language can help create an understanding that the learner genuinely wants to immerse in the language and also culture. In bilingual communities, people often choose a language based on the context, relationship, or topics. For example, if it is in the context-based, they use the language choice. Many bilinguals use one language in professional or formal settings and the other in informal or family settings. For instance, a bilingual Spanish-English speaker might use English at work and Spanish at home with the family members. The second one is it must be topic-related language preference. So some topics may feel more natural in one language than another. For example, people might prefer discussing emotional topics in their native language or professional topics in a language that commonly used in that field. It's about the personal identification. If you are bilingual, you may feel that a connection with others who use the similar language patterns and face the same cultural, social, and also social context, of course, that influence the language used. On the other hand, if you use your languages differently, such as one only with friends and another in academic settings, you might notice distinction in how you relate to bilinguals and who have a different range or approach. In sociolinguistics, a social position in a community can often be analyzed through a combination of factors, such as the first one is education level. So, as higher education levels often correspond to certain social strata and may affect the language style, vocabulary, and also the formality. And it also influences access to certain professions and also networks. The second is occupation and income. So, employment type, professional status, and income level often indicate a person's class position, with certain roles carrying higher social status. The third one is the cultural capital. Knowledge of cultural norms or tradition or prestigious hobbies can indicate a class, especially if certain activities or tastes are associated with a higher status group. The next one is the language use and accent. In many communities, specific accents, dialects, or speech styles are associated with certain social groups. How people speak can signal their background and can influence how others perceive their social standing. The next one is the class designation. So based on these factors, class designation might include terms like working class, middle class, and upper class to capture economic, social, and cultural differences within the community. Where you place yourself would depend on your education, occupation, cultural knowledge, and linguistic backgrounds that relates to those around you.